In the darkness behind your screen, something awakens. It sees you. It waits. Shadows flicker across lines of code, secrets pulsing beneath the surface, hungry and unseen. Eyes dart in the glow, searching for threats that slip between the pixels, never blinking, never safe. Corridors of data stretch endlessly, each click a step deeper, each page a door you cannot close. Welcome to the abyss. Here the unknown is always watching, and you are never truly alone. In the darkest corners of the internet, a legend festers, a tale whispered in chat rooms and forums, spoken only in hushed, fearful tones. They call them red rooms. The rumor is simple and horrifying. Somewhere, hidden behind layers of encryption, is a secret live stream. An invitation-only show where the price of admission is paid in cryptocurrency, and the performance is agony, broadcast in real time. They say the audience is not just watching, they are participating. Anonymous users hidden behind masks and screens vote on the next act of cruelty. The horror is interactive, and the victims are real. Experts scoff at the idea. They say the technology isn't there, that the bandwidth is too slow, that no evidence has ever surfaced. But the denials only deepen the mystery, and the fear grows in the silence. Still, the stories multiply, grainy screenshots, cryptic messages, videos that vanish as quickly as they appear. Each rumor is more twisted than the last, feeding the terror of what might be lurking just out of sight. The true horror is not in what is seen, but in what is imagined. The cold, mechanical process of suffering reduced to a transaction, a show for faceless strangers. What chills the blood is not the violence, but the idea of a crowd, silent, invisible, watching from the darkness, complicit in every act. A digital audience of ghosts, feeding on fear. Whether red rooms exist or not, the legend is a mirror, reflecting the darkest corners of human nature and the terrifying things we might do when we think no one is watching. The whispers never fade. They linger in the shadows, waiting for the next curious soul to listen and wonder if someone, somewhere, is watching them back. On January 4th, 2012, a cryptic image surfaced on 4chan, a digital riddle that seemed to pulse with hidden intent. Its message was chilling. We seek highly intelligent individuals. But this was no ordinary test. It was an invitation to step into the unknown, where every answer only deepened the mystery. Signed only as 3301, the puzzle became a siren song for the curious and the obsessed. A gateway to a labyrinth where reality and delusion blurred. Solvers faced riddles in cryptography, steganography and philosophy. Each clue a descent into deeper layers of secrecy, each solution a step closer to madness. Clues hid in website code, ancient texts and posters in distant cities, Warsaw, Seoul, Miami. Each breadcrumb felt like a message from a secret order or a warning to turn back. The trail led to the dark web, .onion addresses revealed only to those who dared decode the forbidden. Each step felt like trespassing into a digital underworld. Who orchestrated Cicada 3301? Some whispered of intelligence agencies, others of ancient cults, or cabals obsessed with forbidden knowledge. The puzzles referenced Gibson, Crowley, Nietzsche, names tied to the arcane and the occult. After 3 years, Cicada vanished. Those who claimed victory spoke of private forums, further tests and a vow of silence, like initiates inducted into a cult that watches from the shadows. The enigma endures, a chilling reminder that in the internet's shadows, some doors are best left unopened, and some riddles are traps set by forces we may never understand. Before 2011, the digital underworld was only a rumor, a whispered legend of forbidden markets hidden in the shadows. Then the Silk Road emerged, a gateway to the abyss. Cloaked in the anonymity of the TOR network, Silk Road was a marketplace for the damned. Illicit drugs, forged documents and secrets traded hands in encrypted silence, each transaction a step deeper into darkness. At the center was a phantom, Dread Pirate Roberts. His vision, a libertarian utopia free from law, ruled by code. But in the shadows, utopia curdled into nightmare. Silk Road thrived, vendors rated in secret, deals sealed with Bitcoin, forums buzzing with forbidden knowledge. For 2 years it grew into a billion-dollar empire, its corridors echoing with whispers and betrayal. But the darkness drew predators. The FBI, DEA, and Homeland Security became phantoms in the night, hunting the faceless kingpin. Tor's encryption made him a ghost until the hunters closed in. Undercover agents slipped into the underworld posing as traffickers, weaving elaborate lies. Every message, every deal was a trap set in the dark. A single clue, a forgotten username, Altoid, posting in the daylight years before. The thread unravelled, leading to the mastermind's true identity. The mask fell away. Ross Ulbricht, a quiet man from Austin, a scholar turned architect of the abyss. The hunter became the hunted. The digital ghost now had a face, a name, and nowhere left to hide. The final act, a San Francisco library, October 1st, 2013. Ross logged in as Silk Road's master, surrounded by strangers. The FBI staged a distraction. Seconds later, his laptop was seized, the empire crumbling in silence. The evidence was overwhelming, a digital kingdom reduced to code and confession. In moments, the Silk Road vanished, leaving only shadows and shattered dreams. Ross Ulbricht was sentenced to life, his utopia revealed as a nightmare, a cautionary tale of ambition, betrayal, and the dangers lurking in the digital abyss. There was no escape from the darkness he helped create. In the deepest corners of the dark web, some stories are nothing but chilling whispers, rumours so disturbing they are spoken only in hushed tones. One such legend is known as the human experiment. They say it was a hidden forum, a digital chamber of horrors, where unspeakable acts were documented in clinical detail. The victims, faceless and nameless, became data points in a nightmare that echoes history's darkest chapters. No evidence remains, no screenshots, no links, only fragments and rumours. Some dismiss it as a digital ghost story, a modern myth designed to haunt the imagination. But the fear it inspires is very real. More terrifying still are the whispered tales of organ markets, hidden listings for hearts, kidneys and eyes offered to the highest bidder in the cold anonymity of the abyss. The listings are clinical, almost casual: blood type, age, health status, reducing a human life to a set of statistics. The victim's story erased, replaced by a price tag. Experts insist most of these markets are elaborate scams, impossible logistics, no proof, no bodies, but the mere possibility is enough to freeze the blood. Still, the rumours persist, fueled by the world's darkest realities. Human trafficking thrives in the shadows, and desperation can drive people to unthinkable acts. The stories speak of a supply chain of horror. Victims vanishing, organs harvested in makeshift clinics, evidence erased as if it never existed. In the end, the brokers are only the last link, a digital storefront for an industry built on suffering. The ultimate horror is not what we know, but what we can only imagine. In the deepest shadows of the dark web, the boundaries of morality dissolve. Whispers tell of markets where human life is reduced to a transaction, organs for sale, death ordered with a click, anonymity as the only currency. The process is chillingly simple: an alias, a photograph, a cryptic message, a payment in untraceable coins. The promise, a life ended, a body harvested, all behind a veil of code and silence. Price lists circulate in the darkness: an ordinary person, a rival, a public figure. Each has a value, as if humanity itself can be catalogued and sold. Authorities insist these sites are elaborate traps, scams preying on desperation and rage. But the horror is not just in the fraud, but in the fact that such desires are given a marketplace at all. Even as fiction, these sites normalize the unthinkable. They transform murder and mutilation into commodities, blurring the line between fantasy and intent, between myth and monstrous possibility. To even contemplate these sites is to cross a threshold, where the act of searching, of imagining, becomes a shadow on the soul. We have wandered through a digital labyrinth, where horror is interactive, puzzles are unsolvable, and the value of life is measured in code and coin. Fact and legend bleed together. Some stories are proven, others are phantoms, but the most terrifying truths are those we can never fully see. The dark web is a fortress of secrets. Its walls are built from encryption and fear, and its corridors echo with questions that have no answers. It reflects us, our brilliance and our depravity, our longing for connection and our capacity for cruelty. The dark web is a mirror, and what we see is not always what we wish. Anonymity is a double-edged blade, shielding the innocent, empowering the wicked. In the end, it is the mask we all wear online. How much of this darkness is real? Or is the greatest horror the knowledge that we may never know, forever trapped between myth and reality, haunted by the possibility of both? The shadows stretch across our world, reaching into every corner touched by technology. Whether we look or not, they are always there, waiting,